Tony, do you know about his scheduling yet? Rick's?
Yeah, he told me after Thanksgiving.
The day before, next week, Wednesday, he goes for
38
baseline testing.
38 treatments or something?
And then he's gotta go for 32, I think, 32. About a big zone.
30 something.
Yeah,
5 days a week.
yep, 7 weeks.
Is there a way
And he said he was hoping to do it
to
after work every day.
Yes, the last appointment.
anticipate?
We're gonna have to table the first one because of, yeah, DOT.
Strength and say, hey, you guys are pitching in here.
Hey Larry, will you see if there's a pen in there? I looked here and here.
I got this. I'll give it back to you.
There's M&T?
Yeah, well,
The best ones in the world.
M&T?
I just think stealing them. In fact, when I have some
Well, I'll give it
business,
back.
when I have some business,
They have,
say, I'm telling you right now, let's sign this document.
and they have,
Yeah, my son works at M&T, so I see them a lot in his house.
yeah, I have to like a building permit, but if he doesn't meet his standards, then it's dead.
And then the other four,
So
and the other
Three.
like ones that have been there.
I had tables for paper and
What we doing?
I don't think we can, that's what,
can't do
first
everything.
one,
Can't do
it's that one's at the table. We can get through some of it, but
it. Get started.
Allow driveway
And
to
have to
off
come
the
up
turn.
with
This will be the fourth.
You'll have to find approval to go.
But,
And they have a stormwater.
it's the old saying, more based on price. Is that fair?
Okay.
Not really, but.
we are live streaming now, just to make sure that everybody's aware that you're on camera. So the first one, yeah. The second one's a short form.
Watch. You can pull the cord out behind the TV. So we're safe.
Table. What's up? Or Brent's up?
What's the left?
Brent's up for it?
Just the corner of it.
You can push that.
Try pulling it out.
And then the fourth one.
Oop, that's as far as you can go. You could take, then you could take both of them go that way.
Can you see part of it in there?
Going in the right direction.
That's better.
No, it's okay. I can almost make it out. It's getting much clearer.
If you're my kid, I tell you, sit back.
I know.
Missing one part of the corner.
Hey, John, you're gonna have to get some suntan
I
lotion.
should take a picture and send this.
There's brown. Oh, no.
Just lost her connection.
Yeah.
We're gonna switch it and then we can move it back.
No, I just lost the connection. That camera is totally on something else.
The Amalfi Coast, there it is.
That camera, like this TV, you should stand that camera to closest to the window.
It's that camera.
Lasers. Look at
We wondered where it was.
Is it the door being open?
The door's open too.
The door?
Oh, thank you.
Look at that.
With a minute to spare.
Yeah, I'm ready to move on.
John, do you wanna move that one now?
No, I like it. It's fine, it doesn't matter.
Neck's gonna hurt. Like being in the front row of the movies, isn't
It
it?
is, it's like a concert, yeah.
Give it next to me.
Let's get the bills on this thing, I'll be right
7 o'clock. We're going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Roll call, please. Here.
Rebecca Anderson.
Here.
John Copas.
Here.
Anthony Gorski.
Here.
Joseph P.
Here.
Lawrence Korzenowski.
Here.
Michael Weintraub.
Welcome, everyone. This is a meeting of the Planning Board of the Town of Lancaster. Please keep in mind that we are an advisory and recommending board and not a final decision-making body. Okay, at this point, we're going to take a look at the meeting minutes from the November 6th meeting.
Yeah.
Ask the board if there's any modifications needed. Okay, look for a motion to accept then.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. All right. We'll move on to the communications list. Okay, we'll move on to our first case. First case is going to be seeker review and site plan update for project 1008, proposed event center, 5309 Genesee Street.
Good evening. Bob Blood, GPI, representing the applicant, Jim Moss and his daughter Jackie, who are with us tonight. Since our last meeting, the seeker review has been initiated. Responses have been received, not from everybody on the list, as best of my knowledge. We received review comments from Ed, which we're taking care of. Mostly grading and drainage related revisions and some more information on utilities. We are still waiting for the architectural plans on the building, and then we'll get that completed in an engineer's report for additional review. We have been scheduled for a public hearing on our special use permit application at the town board meeting on December 2nd. And the applicant has consulted some legal assistance to regards to the conservation areas proposed on the site and reviewing the stormwater maintenance agreement. One of the comments we received last month was some in regards to the tree removals and providing some clarification on that. This survey here is the tree survey that was performed on the project. There were 387 trees identified within the project limits, and 170 of those, as was stated, are proposed to be removed. However, within that 170, more than half, 52%, fall under the 6-inch diameter. They're dead or dying, or they're ash trees. So 80 trees would fit the criteria of being 6 inches or larger and in a healthy condition. This is all summarized on these tables and on this plan. These will become part of our official review documents. Do the barn rendering building. As I said, the architect is still working on elevations, but the applicant did put a rendering together that reflects their vision for what the structure should look like, with a barn theme and natural elements. The setting would be a little bit different with a patio in front, but you can see one main central corridor, access to covered porches on each side, and room inside and out for any special events. There's also the issue possibly of rezoning the property, which I don't think was discussed in very much detail last time, and which we'd be curious to further discussion on that. Obviously, our main intent is to get a seeker determination before the end of the year because of the pending state wetland issue. With that, we would welcome any comments or questions.
Okay, we'll open up to the board for any questions or comments.
I have a question. Considering your building is going to be like this or similar to it, what is the capacity? How many people would be?
We've been working with a number of around 200 for parking considerations. I think that's, and this would be within the interior of this building. There's no kitchen. There would be a bar and a restroom, but mostly it's just open seating. Food would be provided by catering and other off-site vendors.
Seating inside now, depending on the weather.
Seating inside, right.
outside, whatever.
Right.
And about 200 people at a time.
At a maximum, right? And this, the intended use is not just solely for weddings, too. There would be much smaller gatherings as well.
And we're also hoping to, during the week when the barn isn't being used for weddings and events, to host like summer camps for kids and stuff. Because I'm a teacher.
Any additional spaces for sheds or anything for equipment, lawn care?
No, we had a maintenance shed initially, but I think they'll make other arrangements with the structures they already currently have. They both live on the property. There is a garage and that there.
Gotcha.
I think we're looking at the maintenance person, right?
Yeah, I know. Chief operating.
Grounds.
Any other questions from the board?
No.
All I want to say about the trees, we're only taking down what we desperately need to because of the fact that we want it to look like nature. So we are going to add more trees, flowers, all those types of things because we need it to be that wedding venue type of thing.
Right.
I was looking for my landscaping plan. Hold on.
I think Cindy might have it if it's easier.
I have
Okay.
what was in this. I don't have your updated list of what, when you did the tree survey.
Right.
I don't have that, but I just wanted to mention to you that although the plan says you have all these native trees to be planted, 24 or something like that, a lot of them are cultivars, which means they're not a maple. They're not an elm. They're cultivars. When it's cultivar, it means it has a name after it in quotes, which means it's an altered tree. So why? Just go with a maple. I'm just giving you an example. Maple is not the only thing, but just go with like Acer saccharinum, which is sugar maple, or Quercus rubra, which is red oak. Your use of cultivars is fine around the building because they're pretty and they're scenic and stuff. But if you're doing any planting that's not adjacent to your landscaping by the building, because you may have to put a few more trees back in areas where you're clearing. In fact, I'd like to see a few more replaced. And you don't need to go buy huge things. But if you put in smaller ones, you got to tube them. You got to put in tubing or fencing on each one, or they'll be gone the next day.
Yeah, we have a lot of deer on the property.
Yeah.
We walked through the whole day describing what trees I wanted to keep. And I got to tell you, we have a lot of black walnut on our.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. They're beautiful trees. So when we design things, it's all around these beautiful trees.
They're messy.
We even have a way that looks like a tunnel you walk through
Yeah.
because of the trees. We're
Well,
not
that-
touching anything.
It's called an alley. So, you know, if you do, that's great, that's great. If you can identify kind of what you're keeping and stuff. I just wanted to point out the fact that, you know, I review landscape plans all the time. And sometimes I just ignore it because there's nothing left to say. But you guys are the opposite. You want to keep as
As
much
many
as,
as possible.
yeah. So
They're
anyway.
beautiful trees, and everything we've done has been to preserve the trees in our property.
Well, it's good to know that there's a lot of dead ash.
Yes.
It's too bad too, because if
And
you
it's-
see aerial views from 15 years ago, they still have satellite views. There were so many more trees in our property. They all died.
Well, you have a lot of woodpeckers. But
Could be. There
We had
are.
beaver recently.
Yeah, he's trying to jam up everything.
if you have beaver, just as my last comment, any trees you want to keep, hardwire cloth around them,
Okay.
4 feet high, 4 feet up, not chicken wire, hardwire cloth, welded wire is what it is.
So like more fencing. But
Little tiny welded wire. Otherwise, anything 4 foot and down has to be protected, your trees will be gone. And they don't necessarily eat black walnut, they just chew and kill them. I'm
they're
done.
mainly stuck. They're mainly along the creek bed is what they've been going after.
Well, if you want to keep it, you have to.
All right, that's good.
I just don't want you to get mad at the
I
neighbor.
think you'll have one page.
No, we're not
on
mad.
this.
They were there first.
Any other questions or comments from the board?
No.
Ed, anything from engineering?
No, Bob's got the comments, they're addressing them, so we're fine.
Yep. Emily, anything from legal?
I just know DOT requested additional time to review
Yep.
seeker, so if you want to make a decision tonight, you can, or if you're interested in what DOT has to say, you can open seeker and table it for the review and feedback first.
You're aware of that, right? That DOT was looking?
I was made aware of it late this afternoon. I'm frankly puzzled by it because they've driven a lot of the design of this up to this point with removing the entrance and okaying the entrance and changing it, so I'm not sure why they need an extension, and I'll just, we need the seeker determination before the end of the year.
And Erie County Water, if I'm not mistaken, was one other one, too?
Erie County Water, was going to add something back, but they did not late today. So we only had Erie County Division of Sewer Management, and then our planning and environment, they had responded also.
Yeah, so we've got a couple outstanding agency
Yeah.
reviews that we're waiting on.
Which
Anything
they
else?
technically have 30 days to respond? Is that still,
They're past their mark.
Plus, they asked for an extension.
unless I ask for it?
Yeah, but they asked late, didn't they?
I don't know what they
Hey.
asked.
Today is 4 days past, isn't it?
Yesterday, I did reach out to the other outside agencies, and they did thank me for the comment, and they did ask for the extension on comments.
Yeah,
If they asked us for an extension.
yeah, we
Yeah.
can't.
We have to
Ignore
take
them.
well, we can ignore them, but it's up to the board if you think that their comments are worth waiting for, because you don't know what they're gonna say.
When did they? When did the
Yesterday.
Department of Transportation ask?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
And that was day.
So seeker was actually coordinated on 10/17, so within 11/17, a 30-day point, I'm sorry, 11/18 would be our 30-day point. So they did ask on the 19th.
Day late.
So it's a day late. I don't think I don't think we should offer that. They had 30 days.
I will offer
My
that.
opinion.
I will offer that they control the permit to the driveway, if you want.
Pardon?
I will offer they control the permit for the driveway. So,
That matters, huh?
Which I would say we have accommodated their review through 2 rounds of revision to get to where we're at.
I don't know what else I don't know what else we're looking at. They
I know.
haven't said, so.
Matt, anything from building department before we?
No.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just saying, because you've got, I know you're trying to get secret done before the end of the year. I get that. I mean, we still have 2 more meetings before the
And we
end.
can reach out
So, I mean,
again.
we can start seeker, table it, come next meeting and.
Well, there's one,
We have one more
Oh, that's
planning
right.
board meeting.
Oh, that's right, it's not, I got one meeting in December.
Yes.
4th, which would be 2 days after the special use permit public hearing, for whatever that's worth.
Now, but I mean, you could start seeker and get through.
But then it would still need to get to the town board on the 16th, I guess, right?
Yes.
For a final.
Which if you were back on the 4th, it would be to the town board by then.
Yeah, if you're back here on the 4th, make that meeting.
Then, so what if DOT does not respond before the 4th of December?
Well, did you respond to DOT yet?
They know we have a meeting tonight. We can
Yes.
reach out again and let them know that we need feedback before.
You can give them a date and say, we'll give you an extension to. There.
We're not trying to stand in your way at all.
I understand that.
Yeah.
We just want to make sure that we're dotting our i's and crossing our t's so you can move forward.
Just to clarify, we reached out to them. They didn't reach out to us for ask for extension. You reached out to
It
them.
was quite odd that as of yesterday morning, the only person who had responded was Erie County Environment and Planning. So I was a little bit worried as to why none of the outside agencies
Sure.
other than one had. And Bob and I had emailed on it. I sent out the email saying, I want to make sure that this was received by everybody. Everyone agreed that they had received it, but that is when DOT did say that they needed an extension. And then Erie County Water Authority said, oh, we thought we had sent you a response, we'll get one over to you, but they have not.
And if we went ahead with seeker and approved seeker, but they were dissatisfied, they would just not provide the permit for the driveway.
That's, well.
But seeker would
That's
still
their option.
not necessarily change.
No, seeker wouldn't affect the permit per se.
I think, personally, I think we give them 30 days. We gave them 30 days. We reached out to them. I think we'd move ahead with seeker so we don't hold these
I
people
mean,
up.
you're not approving the final site plan
No.
No.
at this point.
This is seeker. I think we go. I think we give them what they need, and then the department still has the ability to do what they need to do.
Sure, yeah.
That's what they
We can always amend seeker if we do hear back from them and it changes. Anything that you decide, we can come back and amend this seeker determination, or
So from a legal standpoint, we'd be okay?
you can move forward with it tonight, yeah.
That's just my opinion.
That's why you're sitting there.
Getting the tea.
Okay, so anybody have an opinion on where we should go from here? Well, I heard John.
If we can start the seeker, start it. If there's any problem with it, we can just reopen it and address what it needs to be addressed.
Works for me. Is everyone good with that? Yes?
It's a long one.
It is a long form, yep. Okay, we'll work through seeker then.
Especially before it makes it to the town board.
Okay, yeah, you can have a seat. It's going to be a little bit here. Number 1, impact on land. Proposed action may involve construction on or physical alteration of the land surface of the proposed site.
You need to go through these.
Okay? Proposed action may involve construction on land where depth to water table is less than 3 feet.
Well, yes, it is. It's in the floodplain and it goes underwater, and according to them, depth to water table is shallow. So, it would be small impact, but it's something that they have to address in their design.
Okay, so we'll say small impact on that. Okay. Proposed action may involve construction on slopes of 15% or greater.
No,
Proposed action may involve construction on land where bedrock is exposed or generally within 5 foot of existing ground surface.
they say it's at about 5 feet, so, no.
Okay. Proposed action may involve the excavation and removal of more than 1,000 tons of natural material.
Bob?
And there'd be more fill for the next meeting. Unfortunately.
No.
Should equal 0.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we have when we get to the floodplain questions,
Should equal 0.
it should equal 0.
Right.
Proposed action may involve construction that continues for more than 1 year or in multiple phases.
No.
Proposed action may result in increased erosion, whether from physical disturbance or vegetation removal.
Possibly. That all has to be addressed through mitigation. So small.
No or small impact.
Well, there better not be any erosion going into the creek, so we could avoid that. So say small, no.
Proposed action is or may be located within coastal erosion hazard zone.
No. So overall,
Overall, we either say yes or no.
we say no.
No. Number 2, impact on geological features. Proposed action may result in modification or destruction of or inhibit access to any unique or unusual landforms on the site.
It's dunes, minerals, fossils, trees, no.
Say no? Okay,
It's floodplain, but it's not unique.
okay, no for that one. Impacts on surface water. Proposed action may affect one or more wetlands or other surface water bodies. Streams, rivers, ponds, or lakes.
May.
Should we work our way through this one?
We better because it's on the creek.
Okay, we'll work our way through it. Proposed action may create a new water body.
What is the detention basin? Is it the wet pond? Or,
Because for a storage area, you may need to excavate somewhere
Yeah.
near and around. You may extend the limits of the floodway. I don't know. You know, depends on where you're taking it or where you're adding the area.
So we have 2 choices, no or small impact may occur, or moderate to large impact may occur.
I think even what we're talking about is small. If they do
but we need to
form
recognize, we can't just say no. We have to recognize that there's going to be a need for a new storage area, flood storage. Okay. Next.
Okay. Proposed action may result in an increase or decrease of over 10% or more than a 10-acre increase or decrease in the surface area of any body of water.
No.
Proposed action may involve dredging more than 100 cubic yards of material from a wetland or water body.
No.
Proposed action may involve construction within or adjoining a freshwater or tidal wetland or in the bed or banks of any other water body.
Not construction.
So say no.
Depends on where the storage ends up. Let's say no,
No, it is.
because they can't put it there. Can't put it in floodway.
Proposed action may create turbidity in a water body either from upland erosion, runoff, or by disturbing bottom sediments.
How close to the creek are you working? With the stormwater?
actual edge of the water?
Yeah, and how close is the stormwater facility? From the top of bank?
50 feet or so.
50 feet from top of bank?
I would say roughly.
It could. I think we need to make a note that there could be a small impact, but it has to be mitigated through good stormwater management procedures.
Works for me.
And as long as the applicants are aware, the contraventions of water quality standards are not to be had. So we'll say no, well, with a no. Okay.
Okay, proposed action may include construction of one or more intakes for withdrawal of water from surface water.
No.
Proposed action may include construction of one or more outfalls for discharge of wastewater to surface water.
Stormwater, no.
So no?
No.
Proposed action may cause soil erosion or otherwise create a source of stormwater discharge that may lead to siltation or other degradation of receiving water bodies.
Not by design, no.
Not by, so no, not by,
Proposed action may affect the water quality of any water bodies within or downstream of the site of the proposed action.
not by design. No.
Proposed action may involve the application of pesticides or herbicides in or around any water body.
No.
Proposed action may require the construction of new or expansion of existing wastewater treatment facilities.
No.
Okay, so overall for that one?
It has to be no.
Okay,
If it gets yes, then we're into
got other issues, right?
big issues.
Okay. Impact on groundwater. Proposed action may result in new or additional use of groundwater or may have the potential to introduce contaminants to groundwater or an aquifer.
Is this on municipal water? Yeah, then no.
Okay. Impact on flooding. Proposed action may result in development on land subject to flooding.
Yes, we have to go through these.
Okay. Proposed action may result in development in a designated floodway.
Yes, the definition of development is anything. It's broad-based, it covers excavation, filling,
Not
everything.
floodway though, it's outside of the floodway.
Is everything outside the floodway?
Yes.
How about the discharge pipe from the stormwater?
Everything's outside.
Outside of the floodway.
Okay, then no for that one.
No, it is.
The next one is yes.
Proposed action may result in development within a 100-year floodplain.
Yes.
Are we,
But permits are required, so the applicant knows they have to get a floodplain management permit. And if you meet all the standards of the permit, and our fabulous floodplain manager agrees that it meets the standards, you get your permit.
so we have no or small impact may occur or moderate to large impact may occur.
It's no small, it's a no, it's a smaller impact. Because a floodplain development permit is a permit, and you meet the standards or you don't. So if you get the permit or you don't, and if it's not a ministerial action like a dog license, you go in and you buy a dog license, you walk out. A floodplain permit is discretionary, so,
There's a net zero
yeah.
rate. You're not going to disturb it, you're not going to impact it because it's been compensated.
Right,
So we can say no or small impact on that.
that's correct for seeker.
Okay. The proposed action may result in development within a 500-year floodplain.
Yes, but it's the same stuff.
Okay. Proposed action may result in or require modification of existing drainage patterns.
No,
Proposed action may change floodwater flows that contribute to flooding.
again, that's zero, no.
If there is a dam located on the site of proposed action, is the dam in need of repair or upgrade?
There is no dam.
Okay, so on this one, for number 5, we've got-
It's an overall no, with a note that a floodplain management or flood damage prevention permit is required.
okay. Number 6, impacts on air. Proposed action may include a state-regulated air emission source.
No,
Number 7, impact on plants and animals. Proposed action may result in loss of flora or fauna.
let's go through them, please.
Okay. The proposed action may cause reduction in population or loss of individuals of any threatened or endangered species as listed by New York State or the federal government that use the site or are found on, over, or near the site.
I don't think so. I'm gonna say no.
Okay, no, it is.
Let me see.
Or do you want me to wait?
No, we can always go back to it if I find something. I think the answer, however, is no.
Okay. The proposed action may result in reduction or degradation of any habitat used by any rare, threatened, or endangered species as listed by New York State or the federal government. It's got to be a no, right?
Says no. I'm looking at the mapper. If you go to the last page of your secret review that they gave you, that's what the DEC software kicks out for you, right? So if it says yes on here, then we answer yes on ours.
But it says no, so
So
we're
it
good.
says no.
Okay.
And that's my source. I just want you to understand why I'm not making this up.
The proposed action may cause reduction in population or loss of individuals of any species of special concern or conservation need as listed by New York State or the federal government that use the site or are found on, over, or near the site.
No.
The proposed action may result in reduction or degradation of any habitat used by any species of special concern and conservation need as listed by New York State or the federal government.
No.
Proposed action may diminish the capacity of a registered natural landmark to support the biological community it was established to protect.
No.
Proposed action may result in removal of or ground disturbance in any portion of a designated significant natural community. No. Proposed action may substantially interfere with nesting, breeding, foraging, or overwintering habitat for the predominant species that occupy or use this project site. Proposed action may require, the proposed action requires the conversion of more than 10 acres of forest, grassland, or any other regionally or locally important habitat.
I think it's no. Total acreage to be physically disturbed is 3.5, so no.
So no. Proposed action involves use of herbicides or pesticides.
No.
No. Okay, so the overall on that one would be a no? Okay. Excuse me, number 8, impact on agricultural resources. Proposed action may impact agricultural resources. No. No. Number 9, impact on aesthetic resources. The land use of the proposed action are obviously different from or are in sharp contrast to current land use patterns between the proposed project and a scenic or aesthetic resource. No. 10, impact on historic and archaeological resources. Proposed action may occur in or adjacent to a historic or archaeological resource. No. You good with that?
There are archaeological sites on this, it's probably the Circles and Squares map from 1,000 years ago. And,
The church is not historic that I'm aware of.
how about the church? No.
I'm surprised, but it's not.
I was going to say, do we need
Not
a...
listed, is it?
It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We-
Bob?
We're gonna
Have you seen, you get a SHPO?
Well, in December of 2022, we submitted to SHPO with a prior disturbance application.
Okay.
And our response was they cannot review an application until the municipality requests that we submit to them. And as of yet, we do not have that request.
That news to me.
Like a request?
Yeah, I mean, it's been ready for 2 years.
You do now, we'll have to table and leave seeker hanging until we get that.
They're using that even for the SWIP, because they're requiring the letter for the SWIP.
No, this was way before the SWIP. This was when we first met with Matt, and we, as most creekside properties are sensitive areas. So we did put photographs, we put a lot of mapping together that showed where the prior disturbance on the property was, submitted it through Chris, and the response was, we will not review this until we have direction from a municipality for you to submit.
We've never, because the letter is required to be in the SWIP, letter of no impact from SHPO. It's a SWIP requirement, but we've never made a request for an applicant. So that's something new they've come up with.
Well, it was 2 years ago also,
Since then, we've gotten several projects that have the letter of no impact.
because we had nothing other than just the EAF mapper but no meeting minutes or anything requesting that we submit to them for review.
And you went through the crisis, or the CRIS
Yeah.
program, whatever it's called? Yeah. Okay.
So where do we go from here?
You just check a box that says municipality requested, is that what it is? I mean,
I-
we've never made a formal request to SHPO. I've never,
My next question was, what's the policy and process?
I mean, I've never communicated with.
Yeah, who does it?
No impact, I mean, this is kind of one-on-one stuff.
Yeah.
Well, if you get.
Follow through with
do
them
me a
again
favor,
tomorrow
reach out
and
to
see if we get the same response.
them. Yeah, let me know what they say, and
Oh.
I'll find out what they're asking for, because it's news to me.
Okay, so we'll
We can leave that question.
Open, leave it open?
Open
Yep, and move on.
and move on, but that means we have to table our decision with seeker until we get that answer.
Okay,
I don't see that we have much choice.
Emily?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
So
Move on to 11?
number 10 is being held in abeyance until we receive information from SHPO, and this is your formal request because you're requesting it through.
They can watch the tape.
Well, it should be in the minutes then, but we need to
Yeah, find out what
move
they want.
faster than that.
Yeah, reach out to them tomorrow, let me know what they want, or, we'll go from there.
Maybe just an email.
Who knows? I mean, that may be what they're, I don't know, maybe that's what they're looking for, but that's the first I've ever heard of it.
An email would be enough. If
I think it
an
would.
Email and just say we're required to get an answer. Who does that come from? Comes from the chair. Because you're holding secret.
Yes?
Or it could come
Or-
from any,
or office.
oh, it could
For,
come from your
I'm
office.
thinking illegal.
Attorney's office.
I mean, I don't have any problem doing it if they tell me.
No, I'm just saying the request then has come from our chair to legal. So we have it. So there we are. That circle's been closed.
Okay, we'll move on to 11. Proposed impact on open space and recreation. Proposed action may result in loss of recreational opportunities or reduction of an open space resource as designated in adopted municipal open space plan.
No.
Okay, we don't have, 12 is not applicable. 13, impact on transportation. Proposed action may result in a change to the existing transportation systems. No. Impact on energy, 14. The proposed action may cause an increase in the use of any form of energy.
Yes. No. It's minor.
Yeah, minor, whatever.
So, it doesn't meet any of the criteria of the questions
So
below,
we'll,
so it's a
so we'll say no.
Yeah, they're not building a substation to power this barn.
Number 15, impact on noise, odor, and light. Proposed action may result in an increase in noise, odors, or outdoor lighting.
You can't. So you can't have outside speakers that meet sort of national standards. You can't have outdoor lighting that leaves your site. So the answer is no. Are you having outside lighting on that facility, on the
Well, we
building?
have to.
Or in the
if it's
parking
dark.
areas and all that
I
stuff?
mean, people would be,
You see the church's lights, they might light the whole tower.
you know, yeah,
So you've got to have some lights from park.
we have to,
You have
for
to.
safety reasons.
Right, but do you turn them off at night?
Yeah, we would be fine.
When the event's over, you turn them off. There you go.
Even noise would have to end at a certain time period. I mean, we really only have 2 or 3 neighbors across.
Right. You'd be surprised how sound travels through the woods, but if you've got limitations on the outside speakers, for example, and the music is inside the facility.
It would
So,
be.
I'll
The
just,
primary purposes of the special use permit
Right.
with limitations on those.
right,
do you want me to just run through the questions? There's 5 of them, just so we can close it out, or you
I would
could
say
close it
it's
out?
no.
Say no?
I think
Just say
you
no?
can- You can
Okay.
close it out
No.
with a no.
So 15's a no.
It'd be in the special use permit. I knew it was somewhere, thank you.
16, impact on human health. Proposed action may have an impact on human health from exposure to new or existing sources of contaminants.
No.
No. 17, consistency with community plans. Proposed action is not consistent with adopted land use plans.
I don't. No.
Do they need zoning change?
It's a less intensity use. You don't have specifically identified permitted use within that multifamily mixed use district.
Andy, can you close that?
Can you please close the door? It's just blocking the camera. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Catering facility, I mean, it's not listed specifically as a permitted use in that district where it is listed in the AR district. And that was the purpose of that comment. It's a less intensity zoning than where it's covered.
So do we want to go through it, or we can just say no?
What do you guys think?
I think it's a no.
I think
I do too.
I think it's a no.
Okay,
Just
no.
want to make it clear that. Go ahead.
Okay. 18, consistency with community character. The proposed project is inconsistent with the existing community character. No. Okay, that's the end of that. But I do believe that we're going to have to table this, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, we have to table because we have specifically, was it item 10?
Yes.
Is held open, the seeker is held open until we receive the answer about
Shippo.
And after that, we can reopen.
You good with that, Bob? You understand that, Bob? Whether or not you're good, I
No, and hopefully we get that resolved pretty quickly, because like I said, the application was kind of ready.
understand. We were trying to work our way through it as well. So I'll look for a motion from the board then to table seeker.
So moved.
I'll second that. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
What if the people don't respond?
Emily?
By the next meeting, if we don't hear a response from them, I mean, we can make a determination next meeting. Well, we're gonna reach out again and tell them we need a response by then, but
Originally, you guys had said you wanted to, we could amend it if we had to.
we would, yeah, rescind the decision and change it. So that could still be the decision at the next meeting,
That's
that
fine.
if we hear back from DOT between the 4th and the town board meeting, that the decision would be rescinded and brought back to the planning board.
So it's the same with the two, so it's the DOT and the SWIFT.
SHPO now, yes.
Shippo, yeah.
Just confused.
It's unfortunate that I didn't get the response from DOT. The SHPO, I've never heard of having to request it specifically.
Never.
You sent in information 2 years ago, but you didn't have an application in front of us. Is that part of their issue?
That's right, this was prior to that.
You were just doing a,
Trying to be proactive.
yeah, in their opinion, it's probably a generic request for something.
Right, it was based, the tone was we can't respond to a request unless you've been directed by the municipality to respond.
We will do our part to make sure that you hit your dates.
What's that?
So we need to table, no, we tabled seeker, but
We did.
we didn't have anything else to table.
Correct.
We're not doing site.
No.
plan review.
No. No, just this one. Yeah, it was site plan presentation, and we were looking at seeker. Site plan update,
Yeah,
which we
could
received.
you give us a copy of that amended?
Yeah, I think you gave me the email, so I'll see if we can cover that through the
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what you found there. And then if you have any plans to add more than 24 trees where you're taking stuff out, you've got that parking area and the driveway's being changed a bit, if I'm thinking straight. Again, it's a ways down the road, and there should always be some type of a maintenance plan for landscaping, and it doesn't have to be a monster plan, but who's going to maintain it? And raise your hand, I know it's you. But something, just that, if the landscaping plan is approved and then it doesn't get put in, or something happens and those species die, then you have to come up with some maintenance and put in something else.
Was the survey's information submitted?
I'm sorry?
Or the tree survey and the map, was that submitted?
Submitted to,
For them to see?
well, it was part of the demolition plan. We now supplemented that with the actual tree survey, and the chart shows every tree and
Right.
its description.
On the demo plan? Is there a supplemental after for that or?
No, we will include that tree
Will
survey.
it? Okay, great, thank you.
Okay, well, we will see you back here at the next meeting then.
No problem.
And hopefully we'll be able to take care of your... Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Next project that we'll look at is project number 3014, Thoman Asphalt Paving, 70 Gunville Road.
So if I can ask quickly, we're tabled to December 4th.
We are tabled to December 4th.
Thank you.
Good evening, Anthony Pandolfi with Carmina Wood Design. Here for a proposed storage structure at 70 Gunville Road. That's the Thoman Asphalt operation. I believe this was first presented last month in October. Since then, we've received an engineering comment letter from Ed. Kind of unbeknownst to me, there was some outstanding engineering comments from a previous site plan years ago before we were involved with the project. So those kind of issues are still being worked out. So we really don't have much other than that. If there was any questions or not, but other than that, I think we'll ask for this to be tabled until we can satisfy Ed's comments, and then we'd be willing to come back for site plan. But if there's any other questions or comments, I'm here to answer. It's a pretty straightforward thing we were proposing. It was just a hoop structure to kind of enclose their topsoil processing operation.
The hoop structure is topsoil, there's no proposal to change it to salt or anything like that?
No,
Okay,
no,
it's topsoil.
Yep, that's what it'll stay as.
Yeah, my notes said that there were stormwater issues to be resolved?
From 2018, yes.
Yeah.
From the previous engineer.
Yeah, so a little more involved than we were expecting, so kind of took us by surprise. So we're kind of working to get those issues sorted out.
There's also a public hearing scheduled for December 2nd for your special use permit.
Okay. And that's with the town board.
Town board.
Town board. Any other questions or comments from the board?
No.
Ed, anything other than what you said? Emily, anything from you? Matt, anything from the building department? No? It really doesn't make sense to ask for public comment at this point. Not if we're going to table, so. At that point, we'll ask for public input. Okay, then I'll look for a motion to table.
Motion to table till the issues for engineering are addressed.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Matt, that was until the engineering issues are addressed.
Correct, for site plan.
Yes.
So the seeker.
Oh yeah, we can still do seeker.
Okay.
No problem not doing it, right? Yeah,
I think, unless you guys wanted to do it, I think we can just wait.
you're willing to wait?
If you guys want to do it, go ahead.
You can wait if you want to.
It's your guys' call. You can do it if you guys want.
It's a short form.
You don't need it. There's no zoning variances or anything attached.
I wasn't sure if the period had expired or not, but if it's expired,
Thanks, Erica.
you might as well.
We're good with our 30 days?
knock one of the two things we need off, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, why not? We're here.
Okay.
It's a short one.
Okay, we'll open up. Wait, are we good with opening? Right? Everyone's good with that?
Yep.
Okay. Short form, a lot easier. Will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulations? No. Will the proposed action result in change in the use or intensity of use of land?
No.
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of the existing community?
No.
4 is not applicable. Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway? No. Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities?
No.
Will the proposed action impact existing public or private water supplies?
No.
Public or private wastewater treatment utilities?
No.
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources?
No.
Will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources? Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems?
It actually makes it less of a chance because it puts a roof over a topsoil pile.
So we'll say no.
So say no.
Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health?
No.
Okay, at this point, look for a motion from the board.
I'll make a motion to recommend a negative deck on this project.
I'll second.
Get Larry second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. We will make that recommendation, town board, for negative declaration.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you after you do your due diligence.
Well, you'll see me for the next project here, right here.
It was a lot quicker than I thought.
Yeah.
We made some changes, we require one. More formal.
Okay. So now we will move over to the next one, which is project number 2472, proposed container storage.
Okay, so we're proposing, this is located at 2 Benzel Court. That is the current operations of United Rentals. They currently have on the, I don't know if you could zoom out on the site plan a little bit, or that's the survey. Yeah, scroll down to page 3 or 4, it should be the site plan. Yep, this one right here. Yep. So up on the north side of the site is their current office and parking lot. We are proposing on the south side of the site to install a gravel lot. That lot will be used to store unrented, empty storage containers. I think you guys are familiar with like the big shipping type containers. They're looking for a place to store those when they're not being rented. We've submitted fully engineered plans. We did get a comment letter recently from Ed, just with some stormwater comments to address. We're confident we'll be able to address those. With this project, I don't believe the seeker period has expired yet. So we're really just here to answer any questions or comments. And I believe we also did get a letter from Matt. This will require a special use permit?
Yes.
Okay. And then just one other thing I forgot to mention. We are requesting a variance for the storage height. This zoning allows a 16-foot storage height. What they would like is to be able to stack 2 containers on top of each other, which is about a 30-foot storage height. So I believe we will need a neg deck before we can go to ZBA, but that will be down the road what we'll be pursuing.
Is that it, Mr. Pindall?
That was it. Yes, sorry.
Any questions or comments from the board?
As always, I have a few. I was there today. This is not an overly attractive part of Lancaster. I stood on the bridge and I looked at the storage containers that are there now, which are up.
Yeah, up in here,
Oh, no,
yeah.
that right at the northern part seems, is it, what's the
For the
name?
proposed grass area.
Yeah, this is-
It's what's got them on, right, because, it's not messy. I mean, it's very neat and tidy site, you know? And I'm not opposed to outside storage or anything like that. I'm just saying that this entire part of the town is zoned for this type of use.
Right.
And the area where you're putting them is the wooded area on the end by the railroad tracks.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, these are the railroad tracks
Yeah.
here. This is the existing office parking lot. This right here is Walden Driving Range, just to give you guys a little context.
Yeah.
And then this is Bedsell Court, runs parallel to the cemetery. Walden Ave is right here. And then across, I think it's just vacant across cemetery there.
Yeah, it's,
So really not any real disturbance to the neighbors there, because there's really not much there.
I guess my questions are things like, how did these come into the site? Are they trucked in and trucked out? They're by truck. You're not.
Yes.
You're not capturing use of the railroad.
No.
Okay. Okay.
No.
They're just trucked. That was one question I had. And how often do they?
It's.
I mean, are these the ones like you put on a train though?
Yes, like the big shipping containers. You know, it's very hard to predict how often, how many will be there, because it's only when they have a surplus of unrented ones that they're going to store them here. So it could be empty sometimes, it could be half full, it could be full. It's very hard to predict that, but my conversations with the client is that they are in need of additional storage because they're kind of running out in other places that they usually store them.
You've got a landscape plan, you've got, any screening you can do is on your plan, I saw that. I don't have any objections to Norway spruce. They last around here for about 50 years and then they die. That's fine. Could you go back, just so I can see where the cul-de-sac of Benzel.
Yeah, so it's a little
Okay,
hard
right
to see.
there.
It's right here.
Yeah, we've got,
Yeah, because that's where the guy on the railroad accesses his little ramp there.
Cindy, I think if you go down just a little bit on that sheet,
Yeah.
you'll see what she's talking about. Yeah, right,
Okay.
a little further and you'll see that right
There you go.
Yep, right there on the.
Okay, we're good, because I can see where your property is, and they come around the end, and then they keep going up onto the track, so you're not getting anywhere near that.
No, and there's, these containers are required to be stored at least 50 feet from the property lines as part of, the town code requirement, so.
What is considered front yard?
That whole right-of-way line,
The whole-
yes, they're 50 feet. Like that.
Nothing else?
It is not an area of town that even anyone looks at going over that bridge.
I've lived in Lancaster my whole life. I didn't even know this street existed until this project.
Well, I'll have you know, I went there today on my bicycle. And then you can't ride the bike path, so I had to ride up Cemetery.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know that's the highest hill in Lancaster, is the Cemetery Road? And I went over it twice today.
I would have had a motorized bike.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have been on the back of that.
So thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the board? Ed, anything from you?
No, Anthony's got the comments. Fairly.
Emily, anything from the legal department?
No.
Matt?
The only item I want to stress is the stormwater facility discharging into an impaired water body. There are known drainage issues from this point west. I would encourage discussions with the adjoining neighbor
Okay.
to assist, because the last project, he blamed them for his issues.
Okay.
This project, he will blame you for these issues. These are just an unmaintained and/or an undesigned ditching system that takes water to the creek.
I mean,
Has to
and,
go to the creek.
yeah, and to the best of my knowledge, there's nowhere else for us. I don't, because I think the cul-de-sac, I think dumps water on our property.
Exactly. And again, this is an unseen, unknown area,
Yeah.
very poorly managed, developed, whatever you want to call it. It ultimately discharges into an impaired subject.
Right.
So we got to be mindful of this site and everything downstream.
Okay, and what neighbor was that? I think
4011.
4011. Is that the driving range?
Basically,
Okay.
Back nine, it basically caught the existing topography there. But
Right.
it drained at one point, and then it didn't drain. There's ongoing issues there, so.
Okay.
That,
They,
yeah.
you know, having discussions, we're gonna be in there anyways, it may be beneficial
Okay.
to get a good set of eyes.
Well, we do have a detention pond, so we are slowing down the waters, so I think, not that that's gonna fix everything, but it's something, I think. But, okay. I just,
And that-
like I s-
That ditch might be the railroads. That's something you're gonna have to look into because of where the railroad is back there.
say that again?
That ditch that flows east-west,
Yeah,
maybe the railroads.
okay.
So-
And that's impossible to
No,
talk
so,
about.
yeah, I'm just letting you know. If we to look at it, yeah. I don't know who owns that back
I
there.
mean, it's no man's land.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
information, there's no nothing.
Yeah.
But it's getting developed and utilized.
Okay.
Be mindful there's a water main there that passes through, on the west side of that cul-de-sac area.
Yeah.
Recently repaired, I think you've got it identified.
Yeah, that's on the survey. It looks like it's just inside on the railroad's property, according to the survey. So, is that a public?
Yeah, Erie County, it's a town water line.
I can ask them for the record, and just kind of confirm the survey. I'm sure the surveyor.
Should be an 8-inch.
I will ask for their records just to confirm the survey has it, because our stormwater pond is going to be right there, so we definitely don't want to hit that.
We're proposing to put a 12-inch through there,
Oh,
so all the way from Broadway to Walden.
This is, you're taking out about 4 acres of, oh, you've got, you use the term suburban, your habitat types, and it's early mid-successional, it's wetland, it's small, it's probably not, nothing regulated, but there's wetlands around.
around, yeah, it dinged, and I assumed that was, anywhere,
So under
anywhere around.
seeker, what are you ready for us when we get to seeker? Be aware that there could be questions of, are there wetlands on this property? Have you looked into that?
I don't think we've done a walkover. I can check the mappers
Okay.
online
You
and
might
see what
wanna-
they show. There's really no low spot. If anything, this is a high point, but I know that doesn't always mean there's no wetlands, but
You know, your species that's there, you've got a lot of the
Right.
popular species, which are a pioneer type species, so it hasn't been abandoned for probably 50 to 75 years, but not forever. It might have been farmed at one time. I imagine everything was farmed in this town. So just be aware that the question's gonna come up, well, what are you
Okay.
taking out? And is there anything there, when you get your wetland map on them? And if there's more drainage, point it out. But
Sure.
you're filling in with a lot of fill by the looks of it. How far up are you, how many feet of fill you planning? About?
it was,
It's a gravel.
I mean, it's an
pit.
uneven site.
Pardon?
It's a pretty uneven site.
Yeah.
It's crowned in the middle, and it basically goes off
Right.
to the driving range and to the railroad. But with the pond and everything, we didn't run earth cut fill calcs for something like this. We usually do that, but it seemed pretty balanced looking at it, but Not a ton of fill, because that high point in the middle, we're bringing that down. We're kind of bringing it, flattening out, really, if anything.
Because, you know, it's hard to tell. I wrote down around.
Right.
And I'm looking at it and going, well, I'm riding downhill.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Okay, I was just curious. Because it's a, you know, it's a change. So under seeker, we have to address how you change, you know, you're changing it. So just be aware, we have to be able to answer the questions. Thank you.
Yeah, and part of the comment we'll address with that is a watershed map for the site. So I think that'll give, you know, I can bring copies of that, extra copies for you guys to look at, to give you an idea of where that water's going now, or where it'll be going
I
after.
think it'd be helpful, especially for engineering, because
Yep.
no one knows.
That was one of our comments.
Holy moly.
Good thing you're not riding your bike now.
No,
On the highest point of Lancaster.
it is.
It'd be okay if you're going down.
Depends on the direction.
Yeah.
Either way. I did
The
go
wind's
right
always in
point.
your face when you're biking.
It's the highest point.
I know there aren't a lot of people, and nobody, but I'm going to ask if there's any comments from the public.
Can I ask you,
Sure.
how many storage units or storage containers do fit on that site?
We, based on this number, I think it was like 300. I kind of laid it out just generically, but
That's
they're
stacked, though.
stacked. Yeah, oh yeah, stacked.
So footprint for 150.
Yes. But they said they do have the ability to stack. I have like 10-foot separation, but they said they can stack them right next to each, so it could be more than that. You know, I don't think they'll ever need that many there unless business is really bad. But hopefully not.
It's gonna look like I Roma.
And they're all empty.
Yes, yeah, they're all empty. Yeah, it's only the ones that aren't being used that they'll store there.
Use them for houses.
I think my question got lost, but I'll ask if there's any comments from the public.
Going twice.
Well, then we're going to have to table it. Well,
Yeah, we're not really doing anything. We're just listening to, maybe.
Yeah, I think kind of the same as the last one. I think we'll just table it until we've satisfied Ed's comments, and then we'll come back and.
Okay, I'll look for a motion to table then.
So moved.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we'll move on to our last one for the night. Project number 2355, 4412 Alden Avenue.
Good evening, everybody. This is Peter Strang from Callback Inc., along with Andy Marino from Trito Engineers. Here today to try to obtain site plan approval for JAG Electrical and Controls new facility. We've been here a while. This has been going on a while. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with the project, but I would be glad to answer any questions that you may have.
At this point, we'll open up to the board for any questions or comments. I do want to mention to the board that this evening at 4 o'clock, somewhere, I received a message from the highway department, highway superintendent, I'm sorry about that, highway superintendent, that I didn't get a chance to send out to everybody, but I will as soon as I get home. And I think we'll have some discussions as we move around to the different disciplines here, but just want to make sure that you guys are aware, the board is aware that I did receive a letter from the highway department, and I'll be sharing it with everybody. Ed, if we could now, we'll move over to you.
No, engineering-wise, they've answered all the questions, and stormwater works. John's comment had to do with the T-turnaround. Well, depends what highway wants to do. We've got 3 existing driveways already coming off the T. You know, Casey and JAG are gonna share one, which will be the, considered the third. But, you know, I leave it to the board's discretion of how they wanna handle it.
I'm not trying to exclude you. I apologize about that, Mr. Strang. When I said that I was going to talk to the board, or we were going to talk to the board about that. I don't know if you're aware of that, what the letter that I'm talking about is. I think it just came to me, so you probably aren't aware of it.
No.
But the Highway Department has asked that we consider discussing with you a cul-de-sac instead of the T-turnaround that's currently there. So, again, I just received this, and I know you haven't had a chance to even hear that before, so.
Yeah, well, I know there was some discussion about a cul-de-sac, which is an extremely costly, you know, get into that. That's, I mean, right now, this is a road, okay? It's a driveway that JAG owns. They give access to the other two companies to utilize it. So this road is used every day by these companies. Now it's you simply, you know, they come up, they access their properties to the north. Now JAG comes up or to the south. I don't, you know, it's just a matter of, I mean, I don't see why you would have to do anything to the existing condition, the existing road as it is right now. It's been there for many years. It services two companies right now. It services JAG to the south on a vacant parcel, and you would develop it. It seems like a good thing. As far as a cul-de-sac, if that's going to, you know, if that has to be determined and hold up our project, we've been going on over a year and a half here with this, and I've got a building that's $1.5 million sitting on the ground. This is a $6 million deal, and I just really want to, you know, build, get the site plan approval and build their new facility for them. I mean, if you had a cul-de-sac like at the end of Lancaster Parkway, like, you know, it's a lot of money. And it would, and I don't know, JAG wouldn't use it. JAG, you go into JAG's property before the end of the road. So what it is it's making, and it doesn't affect the entry to the other two buildings either. So what's it for? That, you know, I
Build something now to make it available in the future, if anything else moves back.
there's nothing that can go back there.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I mean, you drive down to the end, it ends. It's a drive to the east off of the Ward Dead End Road.
Sure.
And you know, the one company here, Casey here, and JAG right at, you know, right there, and call it a day. I mean, I don't know. We're having trouble getting through this process. And like I said, JAG's getting concerned, and I'm in a kind of a pickle here. So, but I mean, that letter will come to me.
I just want to be as transparent as possible with you, that I just received that this evening. So I wanted to put it out there.
So you've heard it, you considered it.
The other, another, it's more out of curiosity for me, is how does it have a Walden Avenue address, not a Ward Road address?
4412 Walden. It doesn't. It's not on Walden. I don't know.
I know. That's
But
why
Matt mentioned that,
Yeah.
that the address would probably be changed to, I believe it said maybe 73 Ward Road or.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the other Casey Ward Road address, I assume. I'm thinking it is. Whatever.
I think Casey does it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know. The reason I asked, I didn't know if you had frontage on Walden Avenue.
No.
No, there's no frontage.
Yeah, I didn't think it went that far
No,
south.
that would be changed. But, I mean, now you come down the extension, business, vacant, boom, into JAG, done.
You can see it in.
Yeah.
Who assigned it? Who assigned that address?
I don't know.
Is that the tax office or something? Well, addresses can be changed.
Well,
So-
that would be the intent. I mean, Matt implied that down the road here, it would be have a ward address, yeah. But as far as the 4412 Walden, where that came from, that's just what it is.
I agree, but, you know.
Yeah, just a question. It was like, I kept, originally, I was like, well, where the hell is this place?
Yeah. No, there's Anastasi Trucking on Walden.
Yeah,
and then
right.
there's another company, and then we're behind both.
Oh, yeah, no, I know where you are.
Yeah.
You want us to put a condition that they change the address to Ward Road?
It could be a town board.
It will be, regardless, it will be.
Okay,
Yeah.
we
It's
don't
going to
need,
be a Ward Road address.
okay.
Configuration and development of this entire industrial street, there is no plan.
Then we
Just
don't
happened
need
to evolve into what it is what it is. Somebody's gonna have to deal with this issue 25 years from now, when something happens. It's clear.
I'm in favor of kicking the can down the road. I don't think these guys should be the ones who, you're the last one in the neighborhood. And for this issue to come up tonight, my personal opinion is that this has been going on for a while. We've gotten through everything that I know we needed. We gave them the neg deck on September 18th, and engineering says it's acceptable. And I think this would be a good asset for the town. Jag Electric is an ongoing business. You said before that there'd be maybe 10, that the deliveries were, it's 24 hours, or they're a busy business?
Oh, yeah.
Business comes in and trucks come in, it's kind of 24 hours a day, but
Well, no, the night the shipping and the product in and product out wouldn't be at the latest shift, but
Okay.
they're gonna run 3 shifts.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but look where they are. They're in an industrial neighborhood.
I think it's a good fit. It finishes off the end of the access drive. You got 1, 2, 3, we're done.
I have no further concerns, and I wrote that on my notes.
It's been a long process to get here, and they actually were going to back out because they had commitments to produce product for clients that they felt they couldn't meet their obligations. Now they operate in Florida as well, so I believe they've leased some property in Florida to get things going and keep things going while we move through this process. So, I mean, they wanted to be in this building a long time ago, and they are excited about it now because we worked through some serious issues regarding the wetlands, and it's kind of a difficult site. Andy struggled a bit with it to get to where we need to be, but I think we're there, and I'd love to get a shovel in the ground and get moving.
Emily, anything from legal?
No.
Matt, anything from building?
So I had those comments out from March 6th. Same topics we're talking about tonight on November 20th. From a zoning perspective, it's in the right place, it's the right project. So the fine tuning things that have been avoided. The last one on the block.
So, what do you want to do there?
You looking at me? I'm looking to make a motion to approve the site plan as presented.
I'll second.
All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say no. I'm going to say no.
But the motion is carried.
Motion is carried. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, anything else from the board, or anything that the board would like to discuss? Marathon meeting tonight.
Yeah, well done.
Nothing? Ed, anything from you? No. Nope. Emily, anything from legal?
No.
Matt?
No, sir.
Okay, I will not be here at the next meeting. I guess that's the last thing I will add. I will not be at this next meeting. Mr. Gorski will be chairing again. We'll be enjoying the gavel, I'm sure.
Anthony the Hammer Gorski.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, say no. Meeting adjourned.
You know, that's.
Put your letter?
Yeah, visited him, but
Bing, look at the surprise here. I'm like, what?
Let me know when that's off, Cindy.
Okay, see you guys.
See you, Joe.
Bring back